I blame myself.
So do I.
No sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yeah. Let's get ready. Switch me on.
Well, that's great. Either I have a monster in my kitchen or I'm completely crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
That makes me feel so much better. Are you the keymaster?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
If the ionization rate is constant for all ectoplasmic entities, we could really bust some heads. In a spiritual sense, of course.
What is going on, Ghostheads? It is another episode of the Ghostheads radio show. My name is Ted, aka Steady, and joining me as always is the one and only Matty B.
Matty B. Well, the water today. It's a nice water day.
You gotta mix it up every now and then. It's good that you're hydrating this week. All right, and I expect nothing less. Amber Chad is first in the chat. Yo, let's party. Damon's in the chat. One of the iconic 90s rapper Coolio has died. R.I.P. Coolio.
He's taking his fantastic voyage.
I don't mean to take time away from our show, but I could have sworn. Nope, yeah. Holy cow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Pouring out for Coolio.
Gangster's Paradise on a fantastic voyage.
Oh. Scotty, good evening, Scotty. How are you, sir? Good to see you again. This is going to be another fantastic show. If you've been following our show for the last, 5 or 6 weeks, we've been highlighting all the good and the great teams across this country, the Ghostbusters chapters that are doing wonderful things in their community. We are highlighting those folks. We are getting to know them, and we are banding together, bringing all of us closer, unifying the chapters across the country. And this group is just as amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Station 580 team. We got Doc, we got Noel, and we got Aaron. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how are y'all?
Hey.
Whoa.
We're doing well, except for the whole Coolio news. I didn't know that happened. That's,
I didn't either.
That's insane.
I was waiting for that to be a
Damon
joke.
saying, no punchline. Damon says Nickelodeon theme song for Keenan and Kel. That's right. Yeah.
Great theme song too. Great show as well.
Scott says recouping from the expo over the weekend. We want to hear about that. Let us know how it went. Share some photos. We'll throw them up on our Facebook page as well. But today we're here to talk about the Station 580 crew. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Lovely to have you guys on the show. Thank you so much for doing this. And we're going to start this discussion how we start all of our discussions. We want to learn more about you guys. Aaron, we'll start with you because I believe you are the founder of the Station 580 team. Is that right?
Me and Matt Werger, who we are the founders of Station 580. Yeah.
We love the stories. How did this all start out?
So this started at the end of 2018. What happened was Matt he was wanting to do a paranormal podcast, and then one of the other guys on our team, Robbie, who's also one of our founders, he bought he bought a spirit proton pack, and he gave it to me, and then he did some air conditioning job for him, I believe, and they gave him like a free trap and stuff. And I was so probably a little too much enamored with this pack. I'd never had anything like it, and I ambitiously thought, you know what?
Oh no, just your audio just dropped. And I was so excited to hear what was going to
Such a
happen.
climax to it.
You know what? Blah.
Oh, can't hear you. No.
No. Keep trying. Okay, we're gonna come back to Aaron. we got the video up and the audio drops.
That's great. That's perfect.
Yeah, we
Holy
haven't had
cow.
a completely successful test of this equipment.
That was
I
so
blame
accurate.
myself.
We do too.
Oh man. Okay, Aaron, work on that. Don't stop doing that. Let's go over to Doc and Noel. Uh, we want to hear from you guys. So the Station 580 team, everybody has a great story about how they got involved with their chapters in their hometowns.
Okay.
What is y'all's story? How did each of y'all get involved?
You want to go? You want to start? Because you're new. You're baby.
Yeah,
You just came into the crew.
Yes, I was inducted not too long ago.
Yeah.
My story basically is I was alone in this Ghostbusters universe. I have my own vehicle that I tricked out. It's an old Dodge truck, and it was just sitting in my driveway for years. And I decided, hey, let's do something with it. We just decked it out with the Ghostbusters symbol, lights, the whole 9 yards. Driving it around town, it's my daily driver. And I didn't know other groups or any of this existed. And people were just, asking me, what group are you a part of and things like that. And I'm like, I have no group. I don't know if there are groups.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Station 580 reached out to me, and apparently they were hunting for me. I didn't do social media or any of that stuff.
We had
So-
just seen pictures of your vehicle
Yeah.
all over the Lawton Grapevine, all over. Well, I don't know where Aaron found it, but we were sharing it on our group chat. We were like, I have no idea
Yeah,
who this guy is. Where is he located? How can we find him?
People were reaching out to me, like at one person at Starbucks was, hey, someone's looking for you. They're looking for your truck. They're looking for you. And so I set up.
You're
a
like, am I in
page.
trouble?
Yeah. I was thinking like the cops were looking for me or something, but but no, I set up a page. Ecto Truck is what it's called, and they found me, and we've done a couple of car shows with it in there, a couple of charity events, and like I said, I'm still new, so I'm still learning the ropes. I'm the rookie.
But
I'm gonna call you out, bro.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
there it is
Yeah.
in its glory. That was what your second car show.
It was my second official car show. Yeah.
And it was our first event, car show event. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
Your
I'm
first car
gonna-
show.
I can tell you that you can see clearly you put a lot of work into this, and there's so many great details that you can call out about this. I've been talking too much, so Maddie, I'm gonna go ahead and let you call out all the great references to the Ecto on here. I'm gonna start with the white wall tires. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever seen that on a truck in the first place.
No.
But yeah, I love that.
Yeah, white wall tires always look good on trucks. It's usually for classic trucks, so I like the callback there. The red on the top to sort of kind of emulate
stripe, yeah.
the wings. It's awesome. What is it? A Dakota?
No, it's a 1500.
Okay,
1500 V6. And
awesome.
I got lucky with that one because it has the saddle, the fenders where they flare out a little bit, so it gives it a little bit more motion. And I got lucky with that.
Yeah, it's and it looks like you did a really good job with all the electronic pieces there on top. I see the sniffer and all those other things. I mean, what made you say I'm not in a group? What made you just say I'm going to build an Ecto today? Because it's kind of an undertaking, and I'm sure it wasn't cheap.
No, and I thank my wife for that. She supported me 100%, and it was just my truck was sitting out there, and I felt bad, and it was like what, we need to do something. So one Halloween, it's about a 4-year project. It's still going. 1 year for Halloween, we made it out of wood, put little flashing lights and whatnot. A lot of people like that, And they said, well, can you drive with it there? And at that time, I couldn't because everything would just fall right off. So I was like, you know what? Let's go to Harbor Freight. Let's get ourselves a welding. Went to YouTube, learned. I'm a student of YouTube University. So I learned to weld. I did all of that, and that's how it came out.
Are you able to park it in the garage, or does it sit outside of your home? Because I'm sure if it sits outside, you get a lot of onlookers and people slow driving past the house.
I did. We had to move from one house to another and get a garage that would fit the whole thing in there. So
That's awesome. And
we were actually meeting for our podcast recently, and we had as I was arriving, we had somebody drive by in a van, like literal drive-by speed, with their phone tucked, like they were trying to secretly do it, driving past the truck. Is hilarious.
It does get a lot of attention. It does. A lot of people stop, stoplight. They roll down their windows. And being a 2001, I still have the little hand crank thing. So I can't roll down the passenger window to talk to them. So I have to get on the little CB PA system and talk to them that way. But
that's
a lot of people. So.
I'm still waiting for someone, and maybe you'll be the first person here, because I've seen a few Ecto trucks. Not all quite as nice as yours, that's for sure. But to put a proton pack gunner seat in the bed would be awesome.
Hey.
So I would love to put a gunner seat actually in the passenger side. My wife is 100% against that because I have a feeling that I might hit the wrong button one day and send her flying. But that I would love to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, put it in the bed. Because I was actually looking at some, and I was like, well, for fifth wheels, there's like this little thing that you can that it's in the bed to take it in, and you could rig a seat into that and put a proton pack on the back of it, and it'd be really cool at a parade if it sort of could swivel around. But yeah, it's awesome, man. And I'm sure they were glad to have you, because one of the things about starting your own chapter of the Ghostbusters is it having an ecto is kind of important. And so does anyone else in the group have one, or were you the missing piece and they were like, you have to join us because we need your ecto?
So what's really funny about that is that was one of our first fundraising projects. We actually had basically an empty car, a frame of a car with no engine that was gifted to us, and we were just trying to raise just enough money to get an engine in the thing to make modifications for it to become a Station 580 car. And just so happened before we actually started doing events, we found Noel and we were like, hey, let's see if he actually wants to be a part of this, see if he wants to come to some things and see, because he's got to be a fan. There's nobody who just decides they're going to make an Ecto one, so it was very fortunate for us, of course. And when we first met Noel and kind of got a vibe from him, we're like, yeah, you fit. We're pretty much the misfits over here anyway. We don't have the typical look. We don't have the typical logo. That's kind of the gimmick. I think we're more metal and dark related. Aaron will be able to tell you a little bit more about that.
Maybe. Can anybody even hear me?
Yeah.
Hey.
Back. Just
There
in time.
No.
And the flowers are still standing. Love it.
You guys are actually doing such a great job. So
Really? I'm pretty sure he's pinching a hole in the seat. So
Doc, you have some fans in the chat. Chris says killer truck. Terry from South Dakota, the South Dakota team, hashtag Team Terry, says they can't park that there. Nice GB1 reference. And then Damon says, really cool Ecto truck.
Thank you very much, y'all.
We did tell Noel that Ecto truck or no truck, if he sells it, something happens to it, Noel is on the team no matter what. And I keep calling him Noel, it's Noel.
Yeah,
but yeah, on the team no matter what.
I spelled it the way I did for this, Aaron. It was for you.
Yeah.
There you go. And then Damon says, everybody can relax. I found a car.
There you go.
Everybody's in the chat now. Hashtag Team Terry. Great looking truck. You put a lot of work into it. There's so many of the gadgets and the gizmos from the actual Ecto in there. I mean, you found so many pieces that just fit on that tiny roof of the cabin. Like, that's so awesome. Yeah,
it
it's
was
really impressive.
work. Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
You
And
must it must be a hit at these cons and stuff, man. It must be a massive hit.
it is, and when you get the lights and the siren and everything goes, and one of the reasons why I did it was just because the look in people's faces, that brings them that joy. It sparks that bit of nostalgia, and it just brings them back to that, wherever that iconic moment that they remember from Ghostbusters. It hits them, and I can see that, and it means a lot. So
The kids are it's a hit with the
it
kids.
is.
That's big time.
Because the kids
Bobby
don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Bobby's in the chat, says he loves the truck. He's wondering if those are actual white walls. Did you make those yourself actually?
Yeah, I actually had to paint those because I've been to almost every tire shop that I can think of, and they don't have it. I mean, if I
I
had
wouldn't
an old Ford or something like that, maybe with thin pinstripe kind of things, but they're like, we don't do that. So
No, I would doubt it.
It's all painted. So
If you were to find some, I would have been like, my mind would have just been blown. I'm like, no way, you found some. But that's pretty awesome.
there you go.
Paxton says, but the kids love us. And Bobby's
Mhm.
also from
That's
the
true.
Central Illinois Ghostbusters. So what's up from the Illinois team?
Yeah, send us a message and we'll schedule you guys to get on if you're interested in that. Send me a DM. Slide in my DMs.
Making it weird. All right. Noel, how about you? How did you get involved with the team?
So I'm Doc. That's Noel.
You're Doc.
If there was confusion,
Mhm.
yeah.
My bad. My bad.
No
worries,
problem.
No worries.
No problem.
Doc,
But
tell us your story. Yeah.
so my first introduction with any ghost heads in general, I was actually part of a group, the West Virginia division, Ghostbusters West Virginia division. And that's where my hometown is. I moved back there in 2018, and I did the entire year with them, actually suited up and with all of my equipment, everything but a pack. I think I didn't get a pack till I got here to Oklahoma, but my experience with them was tremendous. It was nothing but love, nothing but the focal point was the charity, and we did the work, and we enjoyed ourselves doing it. And it was just one of those things for me because I also cosplayed. I cosplayed tons of things. I was with a group called the Cosplayers, and part of those individuals who also cosplayed were part of the Ghostbusters group. So it kind of infiltrated each other, and I got involved with Ghostbusters, and it was such a big impact for me. And I'm going to go on the sob story. I'm just going to do it. I might as well. The reason Ghostbusters impacted me, is beyond my years. It came out way before I was born, but I grew up with it because my uncle, who sadly passed away about 6 years ago, that was his thing. That was his movies up to the last 2 weeks that he died. Those were the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 were on repeat. Literally the first one, the second one, and he passed away sadly, regrettably, before the 2016, so he didn't get to experience that or Afterlife, but it was something that impacted me in such a big way that it stuck with me. I mean, I had seen it so many times with or without consent. It just stuck one way or another, and it has so many memories with him connected to it. There are so many memories of me just sitting in the living room as a kid, listening to him bout out back and forth every single moment, every single line. I mean, and to this day, I can do it line for line. So it's some bonding moment for me that I have connected with a loved one. So I just continued to do my thing. So, and then when I came to Oklahoma, I was actually reaching out to the OKC Ghostbusters, and they referred me to Station 580 because I was located in Lawton. And it's funny because me and Aaron had this dialogue, and it's funny to go back and look at it because he's like, well, we're kind of a closed group. And I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, what does a closed group mean? And he was like, well, this is no way a rejection letter. And I was like, what does he mean? What is all of this about? Apparently,
this is on camera now.
Yeah. Well, we're going there. So,
and we'll be back.
Exactly. Let's hash this out quick.
It's all good.
No, it was just a funny moment because apparently the OKC Ghostbusters had talked me up to be something, or someone who had experience, and Aaron had no idea what to do with me or what. I don't think he knew what he was getting into either. To be honest with you,
I didn't know what I was getting into with any of this. To be honest
no
with you,
way.
yeah.
So I think our station is it's fairly new. Our chapter, if you will, is fairly new, but we are all part of that Oklahoma Ghostbusters family unit.
Yeah.
We're just different areas. So
Yeah.
I like the difference that you guys have. I like the difference in the logo. I like the station 580. It's you know, kind of like a firehouse. I like it. I like your whole theme. I was looking through your website because I was trying to pull a picture to promote the show for today, and I was like, man, this stuff is really cool. So, what does closed group mean? What did that mean, Aaron? Let's hash it out.
To be honest with you, it was just some crap I heard on the internet, and I just flung it at the screen.
again, you're
I just assumed it meant we weren't hiring. But the reason I said that was when we started, like I said, it was all like I kind of got crazy with the spirit pack and thought that you know, I can do this.
I'm a
And-
Ghostbuster.
And what happened was, see, I've got a media background, so I know Photoshop and you know, I know video stuff like that, and so I was just having fun. I was making our logos, and so the first picture we had of our team, nobody had a pack or a jumpsuit except for like me. And so what I did for fun was I photoshopped all their heads onto my body in different poses. And then OKC, now I don't know if this is true, but I'm almost 100% positive that it is. They saw that and thought, man, these guys got their stuff together, and it was all lies. And so the first event we did with them, they looked at me like, why is he the only one with a pack and a jumpsuit? And that's because, you know, we were full of crap. And and I didn't mean to it. I mean for that to happen. I just got excited,
Right.
but there was no backing up now. So when they said, "Hey, we've got a girl who can do events for you, should be your event coordinator," I panicked and I was like, "Oh God, they're gonna send us somebody like a real Ghostbuster." I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, but then we just I don't know. We just decided to keep going and go with it. And I was like, all right,
It was
you know what, we
funny.
can
We did like a
use
whole-
her and help. And she,
Yeah, you gave me a whole interview process. We did a video chat and all
Yeah.
of that good fun stuff with people I've never met.
but I'm
And
glad
then-
I'm glad we did, because she's become a big part of our lives. Like, she has become me and my wife's, I mean, best friend. Our kids play together, and we absolutely adore her and Kyle and those kids, and Noel. He's just a great guy. He really is. He's one of the sweetest guys I've ever met.
I'll take
And,
it. I'll take it. And it's recorded.
yeah. No, I mean every word of it. I love all my team. They're great. They really are. We've come a long way in such a short time. It's almost overwhelming to some degree. And I don't. Even with this, I was like, hey, are you guys cool if it was just like three of us? Because if y'all say no, and you know what I mean, and I'll tell these guys no. I mean, I really like my team, and I like to make sure they all have a say in what we do.
I love it. You guys are one big happy family, and you love to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We have a little too much fun, actually.
And we really did want the Station 580 logo to really stand out. And when we wear our because we have T-shirts that we made, whenever we're in the store, it turns heads, and it makes people ask questions. And
Have you turned it into a patch yet?
Yes, yeah,
Oh.
we're patched
Should I
up.
get my shirt?
Our name patches are actually instead of the red, it's actually green. And we wear the OG patch on the right arm and our patch on the left. And we wanted to stand out but be respectful. We really did want to do things different. And we also sometimes with Ghostbusters news or whatever, there's big gaps between anything, you know.
Sure.
The next movie didn't
For
come
now.
out, so
For now.
yeah, for now, exactly, for now. But we was like, well, what do we do with that space in between? So I was like, well, you know what? Let's do paranormal. Matt wanted to do a paranormal podcast, so we talk about actual paranormal. We actually go ghost hunting. We talk about horror movies, and just kind of supplement the blank space with those things.
I love it. I love it. Chris Robinson in the chat says, "Fake it till you make it," and you guys are making it.
Yeah.
I know Chris. Yeah, dude, I love that
Let's see,
guy. He's
Rob.
a great guy. And yeah, no, we absolutely faked it till we made it. That's for sure. I still wonder if I might be a bit of a hack on things. So I
No,
clearly don't
not
know
at
how to
all.
work a camera or microphone. So
Well, it sounds great now. So far you're doing all right there.
great.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. It's all about effort, right? If you guys put any team out there, if you're in a city, town, and there's not a chapter, you just put a little effort into it, and a few weeks, a few months, a year down the road, I mean, there's no telling what the limit is on what you can do, what you can achieve, how many people you're going to meet, how many lives you're going to touch, how many kids you're going to put a smile on their face with. It's just it's unlike really anything else that I can think of. I've been a part of other groups. I have friends a part of other cosplay groups for other franchises, and just it nothing hits this way. Nothing really does. It's so unusual, but also just so magical in a weird sort of way
Oh
because
yeah.
I'll kind of talk quickly about this weekend. We were part of a parade, and there's other cosplay groups, and I know a lot of them, and they're a lot of fun. But for whatever reason, when people see Ghostbusters, there's like an expectation. Like these guys are fun. They know how to party. They know how to have a good time. They're relaxed. They're laid back.
Oh yeah.
We don't mind. You can dance in public. You can sing in public. Everybody's cheering with you. Like it's weird how you're so distinguished from other franchises because of you're a Ghostbuster. But
Yeah.
people expect it. People expect you to be either outgoing or just different
Well, I think that
completely.
that's the freedom of being a Ghostbuster. You get to cosplay yourself.
Yeah.
But as a Ghostbuster, you can be free. And I mean, just like my experience with the West Virginia division, I mean, it's nothing but love and it's
Yes.
acceptance. And it's like
Mhm.
you go be the best you can be. And then let's put that towards good use, good works.
Yeah.
Oh
Love
yeah,
it. Love it.
absolutely. We it's charity is obviously a big centerpiece of why I wanted to get involved with it. Because doing charity is fine, but if you can have fun while you do it, it's great. And it kind of
Right.
justifies spending all the money I did on all of this.
Yeah.
Because my girlfriend was pretty shocked, and because she was kind of like, "Oh yeah, whatever. You're, be a Ghostbuster or whatever." But she didn't realize that I was going to actually be a Ghostbuster. So it's nice to have some sort of justification there. And I wanted to share with you guys real quick. I think there's a gentleman on our team who's a long lost member of you guys here. It's Smitty on our team. And he has this outfit here he wears often, the black
Oh, wow.
with the green, and he's
Oh,
got the name
awesome.
patch. Yeah, he wears that sometimes. And
Yeah.
Looks good on you.
yeah, and the evacuation tube is green as well. So
How cool.
yeah, that one's pretty sweet. So I love the black and green theme. I like it when people kind of
Cool.
make it their own.
We were part of my inspiration for picking green was two things. One of them, I don't. Have you all heard of Ecto Crank?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie is he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I tell him all the time he's my Ghostbusters 2 soulmate because he and I are just really into Ghostbusters 2, very underrated. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and but he had some pictures that were just kind of like black and white, but like certain things were highlighted green, and I thought that looked so cool. And then also we've got the Terminex trucks that drive around that I see. They had their black and gray and green logo, but then they'd have the costume stripes on the back of their truck, and I just thought that was funny because I mean, you think about it, and Ghostbusters really is just glorified exterminators, and so I was like, let me try green, and I went with that on the logo and tried it out, and it worked. So yeah, whenever I travel with these guys or something, and I see a Terminex truck go by, I know it's gonna be a good day.
I love it. We want to hear about some of your previous events or either one of your most memorable moments being on the team. Kind of let us know what those are. Noel, we'll start with you.
Oh, great! Yay! Start with me. Um,
Sorry.
no, it's fine. Memorable moments. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of events. I've only done 2 car shows, and the last car show was a car show, and we, had it was for Car to Cure event, which was a great event to be a part of.
Yeah.
One of the memorable things was there was this little boy. It was a 2-day event, and he came up. He loved our setup. He loved the truck. He loved what we represented. He's never seen Ghostbusters. Didn't really know anything about it. That first day, we told him you should go watch the movies. He came back the second day. He had told me he made his father watch both Ghostbusters and started drilling us on our knowledge of the equipment and the traps, everything.
Oh man,
It was all so fresh in his mind, and so I'm old. So like mine, I was like, I try to remember things as best as I can. So he's drilling me here, and he's asking me this and that question. I'm doing my best, and they kept me on my toes, and that was a great experience because he took it upon himself to go learn about it, and he loved it. He fell in love with it, just like I did when I was little. That was a great moment for me.
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
awesome. And if ever in the future you run into those questions again, just direct them over to our friends at the Ghostbusters Northwest, who have plenty of detailed videos on how the supposed equipment supposedly works. So
Yeah.
They're the ones who they did the whole kind of VHS looking instructional video for the trap and the containment unit and all that, right? Is that who that is?
yeah,
Yeah,
we had
they've
them
got
on
the trees on their logo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's them.
Yeah, we had
Oh,
them on
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. They're some pretty cool cats.
I get really excited when they get videos. Yeah, those guys are brilliant.
Yeah, they were actually cartoonists. I think they said, right? They were. They like to work on some animated shows, so we see a lot from them coming forward. But again, anybody in the chat, if you guys are out at a con and someone's drilling you on how the technology works, just have them go follow our friends over at the Ghostbusters Northwest. Make it a lot easier.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
as far as I'm concerned, that's canon.
There you go. Absolutely. Gunner's in the chat. How's it going, fellas? What's going on, Gunner? Good to see you again. And Paxton says, you were talking about Terminex earlier, Aaron. Paxton says, there's a roach on 12. It's got to be some roach. And George says, greetings from Canada. What's going on? Love
Wow.
the profile picture, George. Haven't had too many folks from Canada join the chat. Love it.
Hi.
Doc, what about you? What's been either your favorite event you've done so far or just your most memorable moment on the team?
Well, I think I missed some of what Noel had said, but I think one of my favorite ones was our first convention that we did. That was very interesting. The first convention we did, it was over in Edmond. It's called Miracle Con.
Ooh.
And we covered down for some of the OKC Ghostbusters because they double booked and they needed some help. So we just covered down, and it was our pretty much our first big event, and it was a gaming convention. So what we basically did was we brought some merch, and then we also had a table set up to play the Ghostbusters game. We had an emulator to play the what was it, Sega? I think, was it, Aaron, the Sega? And then we played
the Sega Genesis one, the best one.
And then we played the other 20. I can't remember what year that one was, but the last Ghostbusters that came out that omitted Winston, regrettably. But we played those games, and we had them set up so congoers can come over and play those games as well and come hang out with us. And it was a real big hit. We had a couple memories that I won't share too live on the air, Aaron. The bathroom.
No, you can. You can.
I'll let you tell the story because God bless it if I wasn't right there in that moment to make every remark I should have. But I had to disappear to go judge one of the cosplay con. I judged the children's cosplay competition, which was lovely and wonderful, and I love doing that. But let's let Aaron talk about his experience at his gaming convention.
Real quick, everybody in the chat, pull up a chair, stop what you're doing, pay attention. This is gonna be good.
First of all, I want to bring up the bubbling slime, which Christopher Robinson in there, he was at that con and he made this cool, neat bubbling pink slime thing that I had a blast with. But so I had one memorable moment, but I guess I have two now.
Yes.
One at this con that she's talking about was I went to the bathroom there, and I remember when I walked in, I thought, man, there sure is a lot of stalls in here. And so I just went in there and used one awkwardly because I've got my proton pack and trap on and everything. And
Why?
so,
Just
and
why?
then next to me, I hear some kids going, I can see his boots. And I was like, what is going on? And then I step out again. I'm like having to do this bit because I got all this gear on. And then my hose from the proton wand catches on the friggin' door. And then I look up and it's Noel's wife and two daughters looking at me like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, hey. And then I realized I was in the ladies' room.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just sucked it up, held my head up high, and walked out. And then I found out later she was freaked out, not because I was there, but because she thought she was in the wrong bathroom.
He was a little concerned.
So, and then Jose and Jordan were outside, and Jordan said, you missed a golden opportunity to have your gun out and go, nope, all clear.
Yeah, seriously.
Right.
No goes in here.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm prone to accidentally walking into ladies' rooms because a year ago I moved from Portland, Oregon, and there is no men's or ladies' restrooms, and so it was just like it's a restroom's a restroom. So I've just it's like trained in my brain to just to go into a bathroom, and I get a lot of weird looks here in Texas. I can tell you that.
But my other memorable moment was I think it was before that con when we went downtown and I took the girls, Mara and my wife Harley and Kaylee. We did a photo shoot with just the girls, and it got a little late and it was getting dark, and so I'm getting my camera ready to set up for our last shoot, and I see some flashlights coming down the road, and I hear a gentleman's voice. He said something like, hey, how y'all doing, or something, and all of a sudden my wife just goes, they're not real. And I was like, okay, that's the police, because we aside from our proton packs, we've got these Nerf guns that we've painted and made to look really Ghostbuster-ish.
Oh no.
And so these two cops sure enough came up, and my wife's trying to explain that we're not terrorists or whatever, because someone called and said, hey, there's these people downtown and they are armed.
Yeah, it was another parole officer. She was out on her smoke break, and she had seen us taking she'd seen Kaylee in the middle of the road with both holding them both like this, posing, and she lost it. I guess she had to go get back up because
But it was cool because they wanted to wear the proton packs and look at it. They were really excited. They took pictures with the girls at the end, and we put it on Facebook. They got real excited that it was Ghostbusters instead of a terror group, I guess.
Oh gosh, that's hysterical. That is hysterical. I love it.
Yeah. Are you really a Ghostbuster if you don't have some sort of bad encounter with the cops? I mean, if you don't get arrested.
Yeah, usually mine are always the cops really enjoy it for the most part. I haven't had any trouble yet, but and hopefully not. Knock on wood. But that's funny that maybe the Nerf guns is a thing. But I know it was a big uproar when the Spengler wand, they decided to put an orange tip on it, and
which was ridiculous because you spend so much time modding your stuff, you can't spray paint the tip for 1 second.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a big deal ever. But also, what con is that might be real? That might work.
Dangerous.
I mean, you might. I mean, do you think I could throw a proton stream right now?
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous on both counts.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know. I'm working on that right now.
We might can get out of it because one of our guys who I said we started this with, Robbie, he's actually is a cop. So maybe we can have some pull there.
Yeah.
Get a jail-free card.
Yeah, most of the time it's great conversing with law enforcement and other stuff because we walk up to them and hey, thank you for your service, and they'll thank us for our service, and vice versa. And it's All right. Keep up the good
That's one of
work.
my favorite things to say when we're at a con or something like that. I'm interacting. Hey, have you guys seen any ghosts around here? And they're like, no. You're welcome. It's just the easiest thing to do.
That's a great one. That's a great one right there. That's
So,
fantastic.
another recurring theme on the show, a question I like to ask every group: how do you feel about who you're gonna call? Do you guys love it when you get that 1,000 times a day, or does it start to get tiring for me? I'm like, let me ask you the question, okay? It eventually turns into the answer just turns into someone else. You know, who are you gonna call 1,000 times a day during a con? Do you guys ever get tired of it?
I don't think we've gotten that before, really. Not in
We
excess.
got it a little bit. Well, when Noel actually won an award at that car show for his
Yeah, he
truck,
did.
and so when we
He
went
did.
up there to accept it, there was a whole lot of people yelling, "Who are you going to call?"
Yeah. I've gotten that before, and you're right. It does. I wouldn't say it gets grating. I mean, I love being able to answer that. You know, it's like because you're part of it. But there's times where you let them finish it for you because they do that.
Yeah.
If you
Very
just
nice.
say, they'll finish it for you, and I'm like, yeah, there you go, you got it.
I think that's one of the things that makes Ghostbusters great, though, is, I mean, you could go into some place and just yell that, and most people are going to scream out Ghostbusters. I think Ghostbusters is really accessible to people, even if you're not a super fan like we are. Ghostbusters is still a movie that you can sit down and enjoy, and just enjoy it as a movie. And I think that's real great. And I don't think that some people like you like Star Trek or Star Wars. There's a lot of lore there that I think some people feel like they just have to catch up on, or they don't know. Ghostbusters, you really don't have that. I think it's really
A lot of other cosplays don't have a catchphrase that's so widely known. Like if you cosplay as Superman, no one's like, "It's a bird, it's a plane" as you walk by.
Right.
Like it's Ghostbusters has a very specific and well known catchphrases because I mean, whoever like writing that movie, Dan Aykroyd and all that. I mean, they're marketing geniuses.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's even a better marketer than he is a writer. I think it's like, how did you come up with all this stuff that just makes people spend money or just sticks in their head? But yeah, it is cool to have a catchphrase that's so widely known.
Yeah. I mean, it's advertised like a real business.
Yeah.
I always assumed that was Venkman's role because he was kind of the con man. in the
Franchise
group.
rights alone. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
She's still calling out lines. She's really good at
I
this.
can't. It's honestly, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a good problem. It's a good problem to have.
You should have seen us after that con. We got a little tipsy, and I
Oh
had
my
never,
God.
I never quoted this line, but that day I did, like over and over, and I just kept going, "Whoa, somebody's coming! Somebody's
We were having a conversation, and it came up, and you were like, and we hit the same note at the same time. We both went whoa at the same time.
Yeah.
You lost it. About fell out of your chair. I couldn't believe that it happened at the right time.
I like to joke about with Ghostbusters, since it's just an exterminator group. I like to joke that if you cosplaying Batman or something like that, there might be a little twinge of should I get in shape? Do I need to beef up a little bit if I'm going to be Batman or something? And with Ghostbusters, it's great because the bar is set so low, and I appreciate that because I'm a chunky guy, so I like that I can cosplay something and be schlubby, and no one will think twice about it. I appreciate that.
No, it's canon. Stuck in the gut guys were the Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
So it's all part of the show. George also reminds us, if somebody asks you who are you going to call, you can say someone else because Ray says that in his cameo on Casper, the Friendly Ghost. So that is also canon.
Yes.
People might forget about that one, but
He-Man is canon too. Yeah.
He-Man is also canon. Paxton
said
and
that
Damon are
one
both
before,
reminding
too.
us. Yeah, He-Man or someone else.
Yeah.
I'm with Matt that we get it the most out of anything, and I will try intentionally to beat people to it. As soon as I see their mouth open, I'm like, who are you gonna call? And that way they have to answer instead. I don't want to. I don't even know what it is. It's just I don't want to answer that question. It's weird. I'm not gonna call myself. Who are you gonna call?
Right.
I'm not gonna call myself. You should be calling me. Who are
Yeah.
you gonna call, folks?
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, it's a power move from the fan. So just go ahead and get it out of the way so you don't have time to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We did have one question from Damon who wanted to know how long did it take you, Noel, to
Yeah,
complete the truck? How long did that take you?
I had seen his message there, and I was trying to find a time to hop in and say him. It's been about a 4-year project, and it's still going.
Nice.
I have plans to put a containment unit in that back there. So when Maddie B was talking about gunner seat in
Oh
the
my
back,
God.
Yeah,
like,
the
well,
containment unit would be sick. Yeah.
the containment unit's going to kind of be back there, and also, plans for a gurney to slide in there to put our proton packs on there on display.
There's so many things that you can do. It's crazy. One of the guys in the Austin group, his name is Eugene, and he has an Ecto. I think it's a Ford Flex, or it's something. It's kind of similar to Rob's. I can't remember what the exact model is, but he has like the Super Slammer from the video game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and it smokes and it opens up at the top, and he has the RFID control on his wand. So when he's walking around behind his car, like somebody else is driving the car, he can open the trap with his wand on
That's amazing.
his back.
Oh,
But a
That is-
containment unit is a really, really smart idea. I like that.
And it's interesting because I mean we're all picturing it now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be creative with how you do that, and I'm very interested to see what you come up with.
It is, and I'm always trying to add new things and whatnot. It drives my wife nuts, but she supports me no matter what because it keeps me sane. Because I've got 4 kids of my own. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and it can be trying sometimes. And this is my therapeutic station. But yeah, so yeah, the containment unit in the back and whatnot. But it's been about a 4-year and still going, still adding new things here and there.
he overnight just made, like I talked about our bubbling slime that Chris
Oh yeah,
had, and Chris's had a hand pump, which was what we need if we had one of our own, because he let us borrow it. Overnight, this guy is just like, hey, I hooked a fish tank air thing up to a box, and now it just bubbled because this pink slime that bubbles on it, just up and did it on his own. He's incredible.
Brilliant.
I try.
Are you an engineer that you're not aware of?
No, well, I can fake it being it.
See, we're really good at frauding ourselves.
Yes.
See,
Oh, yeah.
we're a group of just fakers.
Damon says in the chat, adding a slammer to the truck would be pretty cool. That'd be interesting.
We have a slimer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got my slimer on there. I've also toyed with the idea of putting some sort of screens on the windows to animate Slimer being in the cab of the vehicle.
Oh my God.
That's news to me.
I'm
That's
always trying.
Yeah, I've
That is
seen that.
so cool.
A few folks have them on TVs when they set up their con. Like
Yeah.
Slimer's trying to get out of the through the screen. That would be sick in the back of a truck. Especially if it looked like it was like bars behind it. Like,
in the containment unit as well. Yeah,
One of the containment unit that he has, yeah.
with the viewing with the little viewing area of it. So
Yeah.
if you go back to the video game, you have that little containment unit with the view screen on there.
Mhm.
So I'd
That's
have
right.
ghosts popping up in and out. So
Perfect.
Beautiful. Can't wait to see what it looks like. Let us know. You better send us some photos or send us a video. That would be awesome.
yeah, I'll do my best.
I'm just
so
tickled with my team. I love you both so much.
Aw.
you guys are awesome.
Hate
And
you. Okay.
you guys all bring something to the group, and you guys are all fun, and you're so passionate about this. So yeah, it's wonderful to meet you guys.
Thank
We
you.
want to make
nice
sure.
to meet y'all.
Thank you very much. We want to make sure that we not only highlight what you guys have done in the past, but we can also tell people that are watching how they can support you. So let us know what are some of the causes that you guys have been supporting with your team, and where can we find you? What's your next big event? What's your next big charity? Let us know. This is your opportunity to plug away.
Me. Okay.
So you,
The
He's our
last,
event coordinator.
the last 2 events we did, they were for charity. Miracle Con. I couldn't remember the exact disease, but it helped some in hospital around the area in Edmond. We also, the Care to Cure car show benefited Huntington's disease and local families here in Lawton who have been affected, and it benefited the research to help find a cure. We recently did the Alzheimer's walk for Lawton as well. So we finished that one. That was a fun one. It was hot. It was hot that day in those suits. So I will say that. We are, I think the next event that we're doing, we're going to be in McAllister, Oklahoma for McAllister Con or the mini con, something down there. That's going to be put on by Super Anime Pro, I think is what it's called. They're doing one in McAllister. They'll be doing one in Lawton. And then they're doing another one in Wichita Falls in the coming months. And we've been invited to, and we plan on doing all of them. So we hope to see you guys there. I'm not sure when the next charity event will be, but we've got a lot of things on the books, especially for Trunk or Treat as well. We'll be on post in Fort Sill, I believe, for a Trunk or Treat around Halloween. I think it'll be on the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to definitely look at the books, but we've got a lot coming and a lot more brewing. So be on the lookout. We've got more media coming on the webpage. We've got, we're working on a Patreon for kind of behind the scenes look on what we do and how we're doing it. We might even have maybe availability to check in on our Discord when we're doing planning. You guys have ideas, or if you guys have input, we're going to have days where you can jump on Discord with us and kind of see what we're doing, talk about it. And we're also, we do have some products. Audrey's made a lovely 2-version slimes. We have a commercial out for that now. You can either DM us, or you can, I don't know if it's on the website yet, but we're working on trying to get orders in for our t-shirts, our patches, and definitely our slime. So
Station 580, killing it, folks.
You could, somebody, it says just says Facebook user, mystery. Yeah, that's our Facebook page. You can also go to station580.com, and it'll take you to all our media. Yeah, are we missing anything? Oh, and we kind of stole an idea from the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters. They do the Feel the Ecto 1 toy drive, and we're going to be doing the Feel the Ecto truck toy drive, and we'll go to various spots, and people can donate toys, and we'll give those to the same foundation that Oklahoma City will be donating to.
You beat us to it, Aaron. So we were actually going to bring up something that we've been planning for about a month and a half now. I'm sure you guys saw last year the official Ghostbusters social media page decided to do a toy drive, and they put out a call to all the chapters across the country, around the world, to answer that call. And we were one of the groups that joined up, and for the very short time that we had to plan, it was a major success. We had so many people come by, so many donations. We filled up probably like a 30-gallon box with toys like 3 times over, and it was such a beautiful thing to witness
awesome.
and to be a part of. And it was all these chapters, right? All these chapters across the country that got involved. Well, I think, and we decided, and we wanted to make sure that we got a head start this year. So we're asking for at least 20 chapters to do another toy drive, but this time we have plenty of time to think, plan it out, to get ready for it, to promote it, and then we're gonna hit the ground running at the beginning of the month of December, maybe just right after Thanksgiving or something. But there's gonna be a lot more good we can do, and a lot more lives that we can bless if we had more than just the 1 week that I think we got last year. So we've got other groups involved. We got Austin, San Antonio, Cincinnati, the Northwest, Bay Colony. If I get your name, I apologize. South Dakota, I can't forget you guys. So, Station 580, are you also willing to answer the call of joining the countrywide, the nationwide Ghostbusters chapter in a month-long Ghostbusters toy drive this winter?
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
No
Absolutely.
question.
No question. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get 20 chapters. I think we can do several thousand
least.
toys with 20 chapters. I'm going to try to get it worldwide as well. I'm trying to work it out with time, because the UK Ghostbusters are going to be coming through the show, and as well as a group in Australia. And so I'd love to get just 20 people from all over the world, thousands and thousands of toys And it's just crazy how generous people are, because usually people want to come up to you when you're dressed up anyway, but I've had it where people will just walk by you and not even acknowledge you when they go into the store, and then drop something, not even acknowledge you on the way back, but just drop something off. So yeah, we'd love to be able to do that. I'm trying to work out logistics now, whether or not everybody does their own toy drive and we just do a count of the toys, or if I'm going to try to get with somebody like the Salvation Army or something. Maybe they have like boxes that you can pick up at your local Salvation Army and maybe drop them on. I don't know, but we have time to figure it out. So I'm glad you guys are joining it.
Oh yeah, we appreciate the invite. That's awesome.
Absolutely. You send us all the information. You can email us any information you have. It's ectostation580@gmail.com. And I will get the email, or Aaron will, and we'll put it into play.
We appreciate you guys so much. Everybody in the chat, say what's up. Show the Station 580 team some love. Look how wonderful they are. Look how wonderful they are. Give them a like on their Facebook page. Hit up their website. Find them on YouTube. Aaron, let them know where else people can find you.
Oh, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can find our podcast on any platform. Our podcast, we do suggest that maybe be a little older, listen to it. We get a little mouthy on that one.
18 plus, sure.
Plus, when we start talking about demons and stuff like that, it can get a little, intense. We don't deliberately try to get, mouthy, but we get a little more loose on there. So, but you can find that on any podcasting platform. Yeah, I believe that's it. Yeah.
Cool. One more request on the topic of charity, if I can share my screen with you, Ted. So I've purchased one of these jackets, and I'm trying to get each of the chapters that we get on the show to send me a patch. I've gotten a few from some different folks, and I want to fill it up with the back, the sides. I want to fill the entire thing up with every chapter's patches, and then try to get it signed by at least Ernie, because he's very willing to sign things, and then auction that off for charity as well. So if you have an extra patch laying around, would love to.
Yes, we do.
Include you in the project. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that would be great. I'd really appreciate it. But it's our time of year. We got to show off this time of year, and we have to do as much as we can. So.
Oh yeah. Halloween's a big year. Yeah. PKE readings are spiking.
And it'll be rad. I mean, that jacket. I mean, I don't know what size to get it in, but I think someone would just have it as a collector's item if it's all of those patches from everybody across the country and autographed by a Ghostbuster. I think we could fetch a penny for it to give away.
I think so too. Absolutely.
That'd be fantastic.
We'd love to be a part of that.
Lovely idea.
Aaron, Doc, Noel, appreciate you guys joining us on the Ghostheads radio show. You guys are fun. You guys are amazing. We love everything that you guys are doing. Do not stop. Now you know for sure that people appreciate everything that you're doing, and we want to keep hearing about all the great things that are happening. So by all means, keep us in the loop. Let us know when other events are coming up, other charity events are coming up. Everybody in the chat, make sure you follow them on social media. Make sure if you're in their area, go check them out. And this looks very bad. Let's just say it's going to get a lot busier.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. This is a lot of fun. It's been a pleasure. Y'all
appreciate you guys so much. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you very much. For the Ghostheads radio show, my name is Ted, aka Steady. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, the one and only Matty B.
Thank you, guys. I don't have a beer can to crush for you today. I have two from the other shows I have here, but it's a water day. It's a water day. But yeah, love you guys, and thanks for tuning in as always.
Absolutely, and thanks once again to the Station 580 team. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.